Hey, ice cream. Stella? What? Who's 9 years old? You're 9 years old. I was reading, trying to read this. I've been getting into this book series. Or, I shouldn't really say that. This book I've been getting into of late, though I'm only up to like, I'm almost page 300, but, so I don't know if you can really call that getting into it, but couldn't stop thinking about making a video. So here I am. Currently kind of seeking shelter from the heat outside. I kind of want to go outside and talk. But it is very hot. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Yeah. Brightness. Let me see it. Woo! Check out these. I got these plants a few weeks ago. Look how cool they look. Sick colours. Not too long ago, Mum turned my greenhouse, which we're sitting under now, the plastic ripped on it, so she put this shade cloth over it and put this seating area out here, and I like kind of almost finished doing the paving. I got like 95% of it done before I gave up. Anyway, this is a nice little place to sit and update you guys. Since my last vlog I've literally filmed at least 10, maybe. Let's see. I tried to do a beer review episode. So let's try this one. This one is also made in Victoria. It's got a weird yellowish kind of tinge to the head. See that? Oh. Last week, I've done a couple update videos. Yeah, so for a long time, now we're going to be changing subject. I want to do a few discussion videos. I want to do a few more videos. Everybody. Very nice. Very nice. Which were all kind of a little bit awkward because I don't spend that much time on camera anymore. However, and I kind of like went into too much detail in some of them that I don't really think is necessary for me to put on this channel. I can't remember what month it was that my last video was, or when my last video was. But after that, then, well, the house that I was living in, my grandma's house, that sold. So we moved out of there, and that was a big job. And then in October I stopped working at the hotel because I was kind of going through like a bit of a mental crisis, which I'm not really going to go into, but I could kind of see it coming at some point. But yeah, anyway, now I'm just taking care of myself, trying to take care of myself. So a lot of the ideas that I've had for videos, I end up doing them, but somewhere along the line myself gets in the way. Jump. Come on. There you go. Getting a bit hot, eh? Okay. Let's go inside. So then, it is much nicer inside. Much nicer. I forgot what I was going to say. Can you please be quiet? I'm trying to talk. So, I resolved then that Happy New Year, by the way. I forgot to say that. This year it is important for me to grow as a person. I need to focus more on letting go of that ego side of me and just actually working on me and doing things just for the sake of doing them and not thinking about I don't know, I'll give you some examples. Like last week I started another video series to try and motivate myself to go out in the garden. I was going to do like a video series each week of doing some horticulture stuff, but as I was putting the episode together I just started not liking it and lost motivation and kind of like was in the dumps for a few hours after that until I went for a run, and then I felt good after that. But yeah, this year, at the turn of the year, I basically resolved for myself to work mostly on fitness, so that's mostly what I'm doing at the moment. I spend a lot of time on Strava working out which ways I need to train, slowly increasing my training volume each week. So I think last week if you include weight training, I trained for like maybe 8.5 hours. Slowly increasing. I want to try and get to about 10 hours of biking and running a week, maybe more, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, I'm spending way less time on social media. I'm trying to spend less time, like I've unsubscribed from a lot of things on YouTube that I used to look at and weren't really doing me any good. I'm just focusing more on my own situation and focusing on things that are actually going to improve me. I no longer I don't spend time on Facebook just browsing my feed anymore, so like I probably won't get involved like in a lot of things on Facebook, or like I spend a little bit more time on Instagram. I prefer Instagram these days, but even then I really don't. I only check that maybe like once or twice a day for like 5 minutes, and that's about it. I don't really care too much about it. I'd rather just chill out, meditate for a bit, read a book, work out how I can get fitter. Last year, a lot of my year, I didn't really train all that consistently. So by the end of the year, I ended up riding 800 kilometers and running 500 kilometers. But this year, I'm going to try and ride 3,200 kilometers, which is 2,000 miles, and run 1,600 kilometers or 1,000 miles. That's my goal to do this year. I've got another couple smaller goals, like I really want to do a sub 50 minute 10k. I really would like to get my 5k down to a faster pace, like 22 or 23 minutes. I really want to do a sub 2 hour half marathon, things like that. I'd really like to do a 100k bike ride, but you know, so I'm taking more of my time to focus on that rather than spending time working videos, because I really hate editing videos nowadays. Like, I've spent a lot of time video editing in my life so far, not compared to like a professional video editor, but like compared to most people, I've spent a lot of time video editing, and I've just come to the conclusion that I really don't like it. Which is probably why a lot of my videos lately have just not come to fruition. But I still want to be able to communicate. I still want to have some sort of outlet for me to actually talk, because most posts, like with text or whatever, are just not going to do me any justice. Like, because I did do vlogging for years and I was talking, and you know, I had that sort of outlet, but now I don't really. So I kind of feel a little bit like I yearn a bit for that, not the attention. Like I don't really, it's not about having lots of people watching at all. I guess it's just important for me to know that I've shared, I guess, how I'm feeling, I guess. I don't know. I don't really quite understand it, and I don't really know quite where I'm going with this, but so going forward, you know, I still want to do the music thing, though I'm not taking it anywhere near as seriously anymore. I'm kind of just doing it as I feel like it. I'm not taking it. One could argue, or I kind of debate with this over myself fairly regularly, but it's one of the reasons why, like, I know I disappoint a lot of people. Last year when I promised that at my birthday I would play live, and then I ended up not doing that, so people that were there kind of expected it. This is just one example, but I guess, like, I put a lot of expectations, I guess, on myself sometimes that aren't as realistic. And having a mental illness, like, I suffer from a lot of depression. I'm feeling quite good, like, the last week or two, because, like, my fitness is such a good place, and that is really probably the only thing keeping me happy at the moment, is having that to focus on. I don't know how much the medication is doing at the moment. I am on medication, but, like, yeah, I think going back to what I was talking about, when I take it too seriously, like, my ego comes into play. I'm only thinking about how it's going to benefit me, and, like, it becomes less about the passion of it itself. It becomes less about just doing it because you enjoy it or you enjoy being creative. It becomes less about the creative procedure. Like, if I was thinking, oh, I really need to treat myself like a professional musician, I should be doing this all the time, daily, you know, focusing on getting stuff that's going to appeal to a wider audience or stuff like that, then I'm personally not going to be as happy about it, and I'm not going to feel as much of a reward, especially if it doesn't pay off. I'll beat myself up for it, which is kind of what happened to me in the end with this YouTube channel. Like, it hasn't really taken off like I thought it would, and that's kind of been a bit of a blessing, actually, because it kind of made me realize that I kind of wanted a lot more than what I should have expected, I guess. That can lead to a lot of disappointment and a lot of you feeling like you aren't good enough or you aren't worthy or whatever. But if you were doing it for that, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons in the first place. When I very first started filming myself, I didn't really necessarily intend to even put any videos online at all. It was kind of just a diary, and then it turned into all sorts of other things, and it taught me so much about myself. I don't even know who I would be if I hadn't done everything on this channel so far, but going forward, I'm not going to hold a lot of those opinions that I used to hold. So this is why I'm very relaxed when it comes to making videos. This is why it's taken me so long to come up with an update video. Yeah, I guess I want you guys to understand where I'm at, because I have been relatively quiet. I don't really post that much on social media anymore. Like, I've had a few Facebook posts and stuff, a few Instagram posts lately, but that's it. Mentally, I need to get on top of myself, and I kind of am at the moment. I'm healthier now mentally, like currently, than I have been in a very long time. For a very long time, I was just very depressed all the time, and I was getting really unstable, and I kind of am still a little bit unstable, like, in certain scenarios, but I'm improving. So this year, focusing on fitness, and I really want to see how far I can actually take that. I really want to discover what my potential is, and I know I've mentioned before on this channel that I want to become an Ironman. I really do want to push my body to the limits to find out what I can actually be capable of. But if I'm also, like, constantly focusing on, say, making YouTube videos or other things, then I'm not going to be 100% dedicated to that, and I'm not going to realize my full potential. So once I've, like, achieved a lot of those goals, then who knows, I might get back into it. I would really like to do some fitness videos. That's been playing on my mind almost every time I go for a run. I'm thinking, sometime I should just bring the camera and just film myself running, but But then the problem is then it becomes about that, and then I'm not really focusing on actually the workout and things like that. So I've just avoided doing that. But yeah, I don't really have too much else to say. I'm kind of rambling on now. I don't even know if this is going to go online, because like I said before, I've done so many videos now. By the time I finish editing it, I might decide that I don't like the video and not post it. But if it does, then I'm happy that you're still listening. Most people probably would have already switched off by now, and for that I thank you. You are a true friend. Please comment below, like let me know what your thoughts are on what I've said or whatever. I really would like to hear and have a bit of a back and forth thing. I hope you guys are going to have a good year. I hope you've come up with ways that you can improve yourself. I'll love you and leave you, and catch you in the next one.